Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm going to be talking about the Cetaphil Pro Tinted Moisturising Day Cream SPF 30. If I'm honest, I seem to keep looking at more and more of the Cetaphil products just because, especially if you have sensitive skin, they do have like pretty basic formulas, but when you have sensitive skin you don't really want to use a lot of different ingredients, and they're always non-comedogenic. And also I don't think I've ever seen a product of theirs with fragrance, and I'm sure all the products are fragrance free as well, which is really great, which is another reason why when I spotted this product, and especially in summer, I do like to have a tinted face cream, because a lot of the time I don't like to put a thick foundation or anything, especially if I'm having like a no makeup day. So I thought I'd give it a try, see what it's like, and do a bit of a wear test as well, just to see how it lasts throughout the day. So this is the product here. It says it's suitable for sensitive skin, prone to redness, and also says it hydrates, protects and helps even skin tone as well. It's an SPF 30, which is the minimum really that you need on a day-to-day basis, just to help protect from all the UV rays, any damage associated with them. And it is also dermatologically tested as well. I almost forgot to mention how much this is as well. It retails for £24.99, but often if you go on like the different retailers that stock them, one of them always has a sale on. It is quite expensive for a Cetaphil product, but I think that is because it is the mineral based sunscreen and not the chemical based, just because mineral based always do tend to be a little bit more expensive. So it just depends on your personal preference which one you prefer, but I think that's why the price is up there. So hopefully it lives up to the price point. But yeah, I did think it was quite expensive for a Cetaphil product, but we'll soon see if it's worth the money or not. So the SPF ingredients in this are the titanium dioxide and zinc oxide. They're both nano, so they're mineral sunscreen based UV filters in here. Also has glycerin, hydrating humectant, allantoin as well, which helps to like soothe and hydrate the skin. And it also has caffeine in here as well, which is really good just to help brighten the skin. Also helps like reduce any inflammation, stuff like that. So to be honest, it is a pretty basic formula. There isn't an awful lot to it, but there is a couple of nice ingredients in there, and then obviously mineral sunscreen. I'm going to put it on camera for you. So I'll just put my headband on just because it is tinted, so I'll put it on camera. I need to get some of them clips instead of putting a headband on all the time. So it does come with a pump in a tube, which I mean, always like a pump, a bit more hygienic. And I thought as well, I've had a couple of little spots, don't know if it's hormonal stress, I haven't used anything different on my skin, but I thought because I've got the little spots, I can see if it'll cover the spots, what the coverage is sort of like. This is like a universal shade as well, you only do one shade, so it's supposed to like adapt to your skin tone. So I'm really pale, as you can tell. I'm normally like the lightest, maybe the second lightest shade in all like foundations and stuff that I get. So I'm hoping that it's not going to be too dark, or at least the pump works fine, not like my e.l.f. Camo CC cream. I had an absolute nightmare with that one. I'll link it down below, but that is one of the worst pumps on a product I've ever used. Doesn't look the lightest. Obviously one thing with this being a tinted product as well, because it is your SPF, you still want to make sure that you are using a good amount. So this is why I'm hoping the shade's okay, because normally if I used a foundation that was a little bit darker, I'd sheer it out a little bit so it didn't look quite as dark. But obviously with your SPF you need to make sure you're using a lot. Don't know if this is going to be any good. So I'll come a little bit closer. First impressions, it's orange. Well, no, actually it's not orange, it just is a bit too dark for my skin. I know it doesn't look quite as bad on camera, but when I look in my mirror, especially up close, yeah, it is definitely not a universal skin tone. Like if you're really pale like me, this will 100% be too dark for you. I'd definitely say this is more like light to medium skin tones. Yeah, I just don't know how they can only have one shade and like this colour. Yeah, 100% need a bigger shade range, because I mean, I'll try and show you more on my neck. So that's like my skin colour and that's the product. This would be good, especially for like if I'm using my gradual tan and stuff, because I don't tan my face, so I only tan up to my neck, and then I just put like a tinted product on my face. So I suppose that this would be good if I'd like tan my body and then I wanted to like match my face and just put something on that was going to look natural. The actual application of it looks really nice. It hasn't highlighted sort of any of my dry patches on my head, because I've got quite a few at the moment. Finish wise, I wouldn't say I'd say it's more on the matte side, but it's not drying sort of thing. And it does look really natural, and it did blend. It did take like quite a bit to blend it, but once it's blended in, it does look really nice. So I've just put a little bit more just where my spots are, and it has covered them a little bit, but I'd say that if you were more spot prone or you did have like any blemishes or anything, you probably would have, if you wanted to completely cover them, you probably would have to go over the top with like a concealer or something like that just to get the extra coverage. So I'd probably say this would be like light to medium at best. But if you just wanted more of like a natural, like day-to-day, just a little bit of a tint just to even out your skin tone, then this would be perfect for you. But if you want more of a full coverage to cover everything, then this is definitely not going to be for you. And clearly, skin tone wise, this is definitely not for everyone either. I'll still wear it all day. I mean, luckily I've got nowhere to go, so no one is going to see the major, oh my god, why can't I get my hand? Skin colour difference in my face and my hand. Please ignore the really chipped nail varnish as well. But yeah, I'll see how it wears out the day anyway. It is quite late on actually, it is, yeah, it's 3 o'clock, so I probably won't reapply because the sun sets here by like 5 anyway. But if I was putting it on in the morning with it being your SPF, then you would have to top up throughout the day, probably every 2 hours or so. But yeah, I'll check back in with you later just to see how it's lasted. I won't like powder or top up or anything, because if I was just putting this on as like a tinted moisturiser, I wouldn't do any of that anyway. So I just want to see how it lasts on its own, and then I'll give you my feedback later, see how I get on. Hey, so I'm back and super cosy. It's now midnight, so I've had this on 8 hours now. Just getting started, gonna go to bed, so I thought I'd film the last little bit just before I take this off. I mean, I definitely have some thoughts. I mean, I think one of my thoughts is pretty apparent, but I'm gonna start off with the positives first. If I'm honest, I do really like the finish of the actual product, so it didn't go on like really matte or super shiny. It was sort of like a little bit in between, which is nice. Looked a bit more natural, and as well, it's lasted so well throughout the day. That's like the second positive I had down, is the fact that I've had it on 8 hours, and normally even with a BB cream or anything like that, I would put a bit of powder on, especially on my T-zone, just to keep the oil at bay, just because even though I am more dry, I do tend to get a bit oily in my T-zone as well. I am a little bit shiny, but if I'm honest, I've wore a foundation with powder on all day and I've looked shinier than this. And as well, another positive is I do have some dry patches on my forehead. This definitely didn't highlight it at all, so really I think it's probably good for any sort of skin type. My skin doesn't feel dry and it doesn't feel super oily either, so I feel like really any skin type could sort of get away with this product, so it's suitable for sensitive skin as well. So the negatives, I mean, that's my natural skin colour, pretty pale. I mean, yeah, that just is all. I mean, to only have one shade, it's not really going to be much for many people, because I would class myself as very pale skinned. I am really pale, and it's obviously clearly too dark for me. So I do definitely think they need to come out with some more shades, which is a really big drawback, obviously, because it's not as inclusive. The thing as well is the price. I know Cetaphil does tend to be more on the affordable side, so the retail of this is £25, which is quite a lot. If it is the mineral based sunscreen that you were wanting, obviously you're going to pay more for that anyway, so when you compare it to the other ones, it's not as expensive in price. But if you were more on a budget, you could get a chemical sunscreen and a separate BB cream foundation probably for cheaper than what you'd pay for this in one. So it's just something to bear in mind. If this would be your shade, I do think it is a nice product and it would work well, but it's definitely not something that I'm going to go out my way to buy again. And I really don't think it's going to be something that I'm going to reach for every day as well, unless I'm a little bit more tanned. If they did bring out more shades and they brought out like a light shade, dark shade, then I would definitely try the light shade and give it a go if it did match. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did, and if you want to see any more skincare or beauty videos, please hit that subscribe button down below as well. Hope you all have a lovely night. I'm going to go get sorted, go to bed since it is so late, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.